This is going to be a very quick video to basically show that this Giandel 600 watt inverter is broken. It seems to be shorting its FETs internally. It's drawing the battery down to about 6 volts. What I'm going to do is show the output of that inverter and compare it to this Kringer, which is a 1100 watt inverter, but it's a modified sine wave. So basically the setup here we've got is the inverters are both connected in parallel to this battery. There's a charger keeping it full. At this point right now we can see that the charger has gone into green, and so we've got to float 13 or 12.75 volts. I've also got a scope here that's monitoring the voltage at the battery. So I'm going to use a heat gun. This is a probably 1500 watt, but when I set it on low, we will see that right now you can see it's plugged into this Kringer, and I turn it on low. You can see the battery voltage has now been dropping, like down. It's a slow start down to about 12 volts. On the scope here, you can hardly see any change. We'll kind of zoom in here on what is going on, but you basically see nothing. Very little. It's remaining. This is 2 volts per scale. Down here, you've got a half a division, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's about 12 volts. There you go. Now that this Kringer is settled out, you've got about 400 volts. I'm sorry, 400 watts. And here we see about, with this clamp on current meter, about 35 amps, 36 amps is doing that. So I'm going to shut this off. We see the current goes to 0, and that the Kringer drops to 0. Okay, so all I'm going to do is unplug this Kringer, and I'm going to plug the power, the heat gun, into the Giandel, and let's watch what happens on the scope to the voltage. This is battery voltage. Well, you can immediately see it is dropping down to 6 volts. 1, 2, 3. It didn't even control properly at all. You see it when it's shut off, it goes back, and one more time, it immediately starts shorting out. I go back and plug this in, and we go back to the Kringer, and you can see it's got a slow start up. The voltage is staying high. We've got about 12 volts. You see the display. Volt amps is 36 amps. Shut it off. Put it back into the Giandel and turn it on, and you immediately get shorting and beeping. That's it. It's clear that this Giandel is shorting out. It's pulling the battery to 7 volts, okay, on a 400 watt load.